Thanks, Ray. Next up is Dave Kenya. He heads up our grants committee.
Hi, my name's Dave Kenya. I'm here to talk about the grant. Like Jim explained at the beginning of the meeting, there was a tremendous amount of work involved going into preparing a grant for this project. Absolutely none of us knew anything about who to talk to, where to go, what to do about getting grant money from the state. So fortunately, through this small community, we happened to find someone who used to do some of that work. Her name was Julie Wydell. Julie Wydell was a tremendous asset and helped me find the people that I needed to find to pursue money for the state for this project. She told me to go to the planning commission over in Mercer, or in Hermitage. I did that. I met a great guy named Dan Grayson over there. He gave me the name of the woman I needed to speak with from the DCNR, who I then contacted, who then sent me some information through the mail about to attend a seminar out in Clarion, which Jimmy Barish and I and Connie Westlake attended. And we received all the information we needed to go about attaining a grant. And let me tell you, it was an experience. I didn't know anything about grants until I went out to that seminar and got a handbook of approximately 150-page handbook that I diligently sat down and read and figured out what we needed to do and got it done. We fell under a project part of the Community Parks and Recreation of the Growing Greener 2 portion of a state DCNR grant. The state implemented $217.5 million to the DCNR for a period of over 4 to 6 years to be allotted throughout the state. $100 million was for the state parks and forests, $90 million for open space acquisition. That's for like purchasing land. If this land would have been for sale, that's where the direction we would have went in, a grant in that area. But we already had the land, which we acquired from Lake Township under a lease. So we fell under the Community Parks and Recreation part of this Growing Greener 2. It was called the C2P2 grant. It was the Community Conservation Partnership Program. There's a tremendous amount of requirements that went into meeting the requirements of this grant. And each and every one of these individuals sitting on this board contributed to this. One of the things that we needed, was a 50-50 match. Just for instance, if we could raise $50,000, the state would match us $50,000. So then we'd have $100,000. The part of this project, phase 1, we estimated was going to cost approximately, phase 1 was going to be approximately, $360,000 to do phase 1. To meet this match, we needed to raise cash, non-cash, in-kind services, donated services, volunteer services, equipment use to go towards the match of this grant. We managed to do that. And over the course of approximately 6 months, this board managed to raise $235,000 in in-kind service value to apply to the grant. for a total of $186,000 in matching funds. That is what we requested in our original grant application that we filed in September of '06. In April of '07, we got an answer back from the DCNR that we've been refused. It was quite a blow to all of us. I immediately got on the phone and talked to a person from the DCNR who actually reviewed our grant in Harrisburg and told us the areas that we needed to correct. There were minor infractions, but they were definitely something that were red flags to them. One of them was we're requesting an awful large amount of money for being a brand new entity. The second one was we had limited cash on hand. We were filing under a nonprofit. We'd have been better off going in as a municipality from a state standpoint, but from a managerial standpoint, we needed to stand alone without having a third party involved, meaning the municipality. And there was one other thing on there, that there was some partially completed items. We wanted to do some things in the first phase that would have been preparatory to going into the second phase. They don't fund that. It's got to be completed items. This happened in March. By, I think it was April 18th was the deadline. We had like 4 weeks to correct these items. And